Recipe here, we're going to look at game design. It's week 1 in terms of the board game. Board game design. This is probably the most non-technical assignment that you have, and it's worth 40% of your final grade. You don't have a lot of time to do it. You only have 2 weeks. Make sure it's a good one. So let's have a look at in terms of what I'm looking for, in terms of what you're trying to achieve. In terms of the board game design, we are developing a board game level using various game elements, include a clear target audience, unique world design, sensible game mechanics, and game path. In the lecture number 1, we looked at game design for the board game, so make sure you follow that. But in terms of the rubric, we're looking at creativity, technical, and presentation. These all 3 things end up with your grade. So in terms of creativity, make sure it's very clear in terms of the target audience. I wrote clear narrative. It should be clear target audience. Is it for men, boys, women, children? What age category? Maybe there's a certain area. Maybe these kids are from North America. Maybe they're from Japan. To design your board game to suit one of these audiences. In terms of technical, you want to make sure it's easy to follow the map, that it follows the basic principles of game design and the correct file type. Going back to creativity, this is really important that you do end up having design that's appealing, interesting, okay, sought after. In the lecture, I mentioned the idea of maybe taking a video game that you already like and converting it into a board game and how that would appear. Think of it that way, and that you can maybe come up with your own. Make sure that the map is functional, straightforward, and that the world is not only imaginative but also believable. In terms of presentation, make sure it's concise, clear, understandable. Don't just have all these weird pauses. Don't spend too much time on it. Don't go over your time limit in terms of your presentation. We want a presentation that is 4 minutes maximum. So I don't have this here, but we want 4 minutes max. I had 6 to 8 slides, so you have 1 slide with your name and title. Make sure you give it a unique name for your board game. And the last slide is pretty similar to the first one, but you have references if you have any references, images that you pulled off from the internet. Number of hours spent, incredibly important. We need to know how many hours you spent on this assignment. And that in between, you got 4 to 6 slides. If you really want to have 8 slides, it's fine too. Showing your design process from things that you wanted to answer in terms of maybe target audience, maybe the design of the world, maybe the design of the characters, maybe the design of the map, and how you had the strategy for the game. These kind of things are really important. And then, of course, we need to see the final design of your board game. Your submission process, this is the first time we're doing it. You need to record yourself, create your slides through PowerPoint, and then record with voiceover on top of the video capture. So you'll be using Bandicam if you're on a PC, QuickTime if you're on a Mac. Test it out, it records your screen, you talk over it, pretty straightforward. Again, no more than 4 minutes. And you upload both of these files, one to YouTube, unlisted or public, whatever, but send the link to me. Make sure it's not set to private because then I can't watch the video. And then also upload the video to Blackboard so I can give you a grade. If the file's not on there, you can't get a grade. You don't get a grade. So make sure you upload something to Blackboard. In terms of naming, you want to name it first name, last name, and then the title of your board game. This is super important because when I download files, if it just says game, I don't know who did it. So this is also really important. Make life easier for me. You put the person that's grading you in a bad mood. What do you think is going to happen to your grade? Anyway, that's all I've got for the board game design. Okay, you design it using Photoshop Illustrator, or if you want to hand draw it, that's fine too. It gives it a unique look. Or you want to stencil it out, use found images, found objects, take photographs of it, put them together like a collage, come up with all sorts of unique ideas if you like that way. And make sure that you have the presentation recorded so that way everyone can watch it after you post it to the Google Doc. And that way I can watch it too. So that's it. Any questions, you can let me know later, but Professor Pete out. Keep learning.